lot of print-on-demand sellers see a little bit of a dip in their sales towards Q1 at the beginning of the year, but now that we're starting to enter into Q2, you should really start seeing your sales ramp up. There are so many amazing niches and sub-niches and holidays and events that really help lead to a lot of sales. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you 10 of the best niches and sub-niches in Q2, focusing on May and June, to help you be able to make some great new products, add them to your shop, and actually make a lot of sales this spring and summer. I'm Hannah, and on this channel I share about all things print on demand and making passive income. So if that's something you're interested in, I would love it if you'd subscribe down below for new videos every single week. Now let's jump into those trends and niches that you came here for. Even though Easter is a really big holiday that happens towards the beginning of Q2, I am going to actually be really skipping over that because I typically like to prepare for Easter several months in advance. So to give you guys time to actually create some great designs that are going to rank and make sales, I'm going to be moving on mostly to May and June. But there is one holiday that I wanted to touch on that lands towards the end of April and has a lot of crossover with other summer events, and that is going to be Earth Day designs. So Earth Day is happening on April 22nd, so you still do have time to get some designs up and make sales for the actual holiday. However, I think that you should really be focusing on the types of Earth Day designs that aren't super specific to Earth Day, so focusing on themes like recycling, being green, farming, and right to piggyback off of that, May is National Clean Air Month, so you really can use both the keywords for Earth Day, recycling, being green, farming, and Clean Air Month and create designs that all have to do with nature, being outside, taking care of the earth. And so hopefully you'll get some traction from Earth Day actually happening towards the end of April, but those types of designs can carry on and actually sell throughout the spring and summer. Going green, taking care of the earth, it's not really a trend, it's something that has been selling well year after year, and it's something very important to so many people. But a lot of green designs and Earth Day inspired designs have been selling especially well this year, so it's definitely a trend to jump on. The next niche that you should definitely be targeting right now going into May is actually the Mother's Day niche. Mothers and mom designs tend to be some of the products with the highest competition out there. Mom designs have thousands and thousands and thousands of products on Amazon and Etsy and Redbubble, but it doesn't mean it's a niche that you should completely stay away from. Just because of Mother's Day, my sales towards the spring and summer actually end up almost being as good as my sales towards Christmas. So mom niches are ones that I've really invested a lot of time and effort making designs for. But the way that you need to stand out for Mother's Day is by targeting mom sub niches. So if you just put a generic mom design up there or something that says mama, you're competing with hundreds of thousands of other products. But if you can really niche that down into a specific hobby or a type of mom or a specific interest, you have a way better chance of actually getting your product seen and making sales. So some of the sub niches for moms that I like that sell well for me are shirts for foster moms, adoptive moms, moms who are teachers. You can lean into any different profession. So this mom is a blank. So this mom loves her kids and her students, or this mom loves hockey and her kids. So really you can take any hobby and cross it with a mom niche and you will have a winning design for Mother's Day. I tend to stay away from designs that actually say things like Happy Mother's Day, opting for more generic mom designs that can rank really well towards April and May, but then also sell all throughout the year. So I have another video where I go over some other mom niches, including retro and groovy mom niches that are doing super well this year. Make sure you take a look at that for some more ideas too. The next niche that you should definitely think about targeting for Q2 is actually an awareness month. So one of my big pieces of advice if you really don't know where to start with print on demand, finding good niches, is I always suggest looking up about 2 months ahead what are the awareness months, what are the national days coming up. So you could even take something like today's date, add 2 months to it. So for example, if today is April 3rd, you could look up June 3rd national days, go down the list and pick some really great ideas to target. So I always love to target national days and awareness days, and a big one for May is actually going to be Celiac Disease Awareness Month. So celiac disease is one that affects a lot of people, and so there is a lot lot of demand for shirts that either support this or are for a person with celiac disease, for a family member of someone who has celiac disease, just bringing awareness about it and supporting those that have it. So awareness days are definitely really great ones to target. There are more than just celiac disease awareness in May, but this is a great one with a little bit less competition that I know still will sell very well. There are all sorts of different phrases you could target. You could even look at for some inspiration for some other awareness days, like you could go look at what sells well for Breast Cancer Awareness Month and then just translate those designs into Celiac Disease Awareness Month using some of the phrases and the design styles that actually sell well for other awareness days. But that is a great one to get ready for and target in May. The next niche that you should definitely be targeting this Q2 is going to be all around elementary graduations. So a lot of times we think of graduation season of being more about high school and college, but there are so many people that really go all out and celebrate their kids' elementary graduation. So they might not throw them a huge party, which actually many do, but it's always nice to get your kid a gift for celebrating the end of their elementary school. They're finishing a chapter. So elementary graduation shirts do super well, but you could take this a little bit of a step further and just do each grade's different graduation shirt. So you could do something like goodbye kindergarten, hello first grade, and copy that on to goodbye third grade, hello fourth grade. So you could make all sorts of designs like that. Or you could do something like level 3 complete for a kid who has completed third grade. But using that keyword elementary graduation in your titles and descriptions is going to do really well for you guys. And it's a big niche that people are buying a lot of gifts for. And t-shirts just tends to be a really nice gift that's not very expensive to get a kid who's graduating. Maybe a grandparent wants to get them this to celebrate. So elementary graduations are a great one to target. And to piggyback right off of that, another huge Q2 niche is going to be last day of school shirts as well as teacher gifts. So last day of school shirts actually could work as a great teacher gift. They sell very well. Even though it's just one day, a lot of kids and teachers buy shirts specifically to wear on the last day of school, getting ready for summer vacation. Already, I've seen a lot of last day of school shirts popping up and selling well in that retro groovy style that I have a tutorial for right here. But there are so many ways you can create really fun last day of school shirts that are going to sell very well. When you are creating these last day of school shirts, make sure you're including the words referencing that these could be a gift for a teacher or a teacher's last day of school. The teacher niche definitely tends to be one that's a little bit harder to compete in, so any way you can kind of niche this down and get a sub niche like teacher last day of school, you're gonna have a better chance of actually making sales. But teacher gifts are a really big seller towards this time of year. Everyone is looking for something to get their teacher. Teacher gifts don't just have to be on t-shirts either. You could definitely venture into tote bags and tumblers, notebooks, and use some of those teacher niches that do well on t-shirts too. Now we're moving more on to June. So one of the biggest sellers in June is going to be shirts that are celebrating Pride Month. So there are so many different sub niches within Pride Month. You can do really cute designs, funny designs, shirts with different kinds of flags on them. So many people are looking for apparel and items to wear to Pride. So these tend to be really good sellers. There's all sorts of different ways you can take this, but definitely Pride shirts are a great one to start thinking about and getting ready for June. Another niche that does really well in Q2 and is definitely going to continue to sell well this year is going to be that cabin and cottage niche. So we've seen the camping niche has done super well for many years, but I've seen a lot more people actually looking for shirts specifically about going to their cabin or going to their cottage. So a number of people either rent out or have a family cottage that they go to every single summer, and they like to wear things that are kind of celebrating going up there, just a fun thing. Sometimes people even get them like part of a family reunion. They're going to get everyone a matching shirt. So this cabin niche is one that I've already started to see trending as people are thinking about their spring and summer plans, and it's a great one to target. You can even think about things like going on the lake, fishing. There's just so many ways that you can take this cabin niche and kind of cross it with other niches that sell well, like canoeing or fishing, kayaking, you name it. Any of those really outdoorsy sports, you can put them in sort of a cabin owner's design, and that is going to do well this Q2. The next huge thing that you should be targeting for June is definitely going to be Father's Day. Just like Mother's Day, these designs sell super well in the months leading up to Father's Day, but if you create a really good dad or father design, it's going to sell well month after month, year after year, because it's not specifically tied to actually June. Again, to stand out, you are really going to want to sub niche. So again, like Mother's Day, you could target foster dads, adoptive dads, or any of a dad's professions or hobbies. From Father's Day and Mother's Day, I really like to focus on scalable designs that I can make one design, and then just by replacing one word, I can create hundreds in that same style. So an example of something like this would be, I'm a dad and a blank. So you could do, I'm a dad and a welder, I'm a dad and an electrician, I'm a dad and a fireman, nothing scares me. So just by changing that one blank space and putting a different profession in it, you could literally make thousands of these different designs. You could look up the most popular professions or the most popular new professions and make a lot of designs that way. Those will all do well for Father's Day, but also will continue to sell for you after. And for June, I wanted to target another really important awareness month, and that is going to be Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Like celiac disease or any other awareness month, there are a bunch of different sub niches within this too. So there are shirts you can make for people who are supporting a loved one with Alzheimer's or going through dementia, shirts for someone with Alzheimer's saying things like, I'm stronger than Alzheimer's, or talking about finding a cure together. You can definitely take inspiration from other types of awareness days and find some really great phrases and styles to make some designs for Alzheimer's awareness. These are going to be sought after in June. There's a lot of different walks and events that are for people who are dealing with loved ones that have Alzheimer's or who have it themselves. So this is a really great niche to start preparing for and to target in Q2. And another niche that is going to do really well in Q2 and on throughout the summer is actually going to be this gardening and hobby farming niche. I've talked about this a lot before, but so many people in the last couple of years have decided that they want to live a little bit simpler. They want to try their hand at either gardening for the first time or even having a little hobby farm in their backyard, even if they live in the city. So there are tons of different sub niches that you could go with this. From gardening, you could get very specific into the type of gardening that are doing. You could do like a cut flower gardener, a bonsai tree grower, a vegetable farmer. So there are so many different sub niches. You could even do urban farming, but you could also do people who are raising chickens or have goats on their property. So there's lots of different possibilities for this. But gardening and hobby farming is a hobby that is definitely on the rise, and more people are really proud of doing this. They want to show off that they are doing something really unique and different. And so these types of shirts are selling super well, and they will continue to sell well all throughout this year, I think, even into the summer and fall as people are still farming. I actually have 10 more niches for you that are selling really well in 2023. So if you want to find out what all of those are, make sure you watch this video next, where it's going to give you all of the shirts that are already or they're becoming best sellers this year that you don't want to miss out on. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.